Hello guys and welcome back to another tutorial. This is what we're going to be doing in this class. As you guys can see, this is a full piping all the way from the neck. So all you have to do is just to smash the like button on this particular video before we get into it at all. You're going to enjoy the process, and I definitely assure you, if you follow this step by step, you're going to get exactly the same result. It's a full piping, and this is a requested video. You can see the sleeve, all of the part of this outfit is a full piping. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So first thing you have to do is to cut your senator outfit like the way you normally cut it. In case you want to see how to do this, I already make a video on how to do this. It will be in the description below, or you can just check my gallery on how to cut a senator outfit, right? So I'm working, this is going to be the front panel, and that is the back panel that I'm overlapping. You can see that this is exactly what you should have before you get into the cutting, before we cut the neck. So pay good attention in this video so you're not going to miss anything at all. So let's get into it. These are the fabric I'm going to be using for the design. So in case you want to try it, you can go ahead and get the same fabric. This is called Duchess. This is called Duchess because we want it to shine. You can see the back and you can see the front. This is called Duchess. Duchess and Gabbana. Not Duchess and Gabbana. It's called Duchess fabric. So this is what we're going to use for the piping, for the full piping. So pay good attention. So firstly, I cut the inner yoke, the inner facing of the fabric for the back panel because I want to use the same Duchess for the design. So if I put my label on it, it's going to like reflect and it's not going to like confuse the outfit, right? So cut the inner yoke, cut your facing, cut everything you're going to do before we get into it. So after cutting that, the next thing we're going to do now is simply mark out our neck itself. So all you have to do is to decide the opening that you want on the neck area. So from my shoulder here, I want it to be at a total opening of around 11 inches. 11 inches opening, you can see that. Depending on what you want it to be free so that there will be like an opening for the chain to like reflect. And I want it to actually reach around the armhole area, right? You can see. So I'm going to use 12 inches at this place. So I'm going to just mark my 12 inches. That's where my v-neck opening is going to end. You can see that. So after getting that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect from the neck area, right? Because our collar is going to actually stand, because it's not going to like relax on the neck. It's going to stand around that neck. So we are not going to be cutting excess at that neck area. I'm just going to cut half of an inch at that neck area so that the neck is going to like go round without having any difficulty on the like being too key to the neck itself. So I'm going to take out half of an inch, just like half of an inch is okay, all the way to the back yoke itself. You can see that. So from there, I'm going to connect it all the way straight down. You can see what I'm doing, just like this. I'm going to mark a straight line here. You can see that, just like that. So I'm going to make a little bit of curve, not too much of a curve, it's more of a straight marking at that place. See what I did? See what I have? So I'm going to mark the same thing at the back. You can see? So I can know exactly all the way to the neck area, your half of an inch. You see that? So this is exactly all you need to cut out from the neck area. See that? So I'm just going to simply cut that part out and also cut the neck area out as well. You can see that? Just cut it out. See that? So exactly this is what we want. This is what we need. So now before we cut it all the way down, before we open the entire front panel, right? I'm going to join my shoulder. I'm going to add my label. I'm going to join my shoulder before I slit the entire chest open. So also the same half of an inch that I cut outside of the neck, I'm also going to cut it out on the facing. On the shadow facing, I'm going to cut it out. I'm not putting a back yoke on this outfit because lately I've not been using back yoke because of the bulkiness. I just use only inner facing, like the shadow facing for my outfit. Most often I don't use back yoke. So as you guys can see here, I'm going to cut half of an inch on the back yoke itself as well. So after that is done, I'm going to simply go ahead, join the shoulder, join the back yoke, join everything before we slit the center front part. Also, if you're not adding a back yoke to your outfit, all you have to do is just very, very simple. Once you join your inner facing, once you join the inner facing, all you have to do is just to place your front, just leave that place like that, just the back panel. And once you stitch this to the fabric, to the back yoke, and you put your label, just place your front exactly like this on it. You can see that, and you're going to join your shoulder straight. It's as simple as that. That's basically how to do the joining. So this is what you're going to be having. You see that? And if you look at the back, you can see I only have a straight stitch at that place holding the back yoke together. That's how I do it. So once I'm done with that, the next thing is to simply slit the chest side open. Just follow the straight line and just cut it all the way down, just like that. See that? See that? So once you're done cutting it all out, you see what I have? The next thing you're going to do now is to add a very light interfacing at the back so that when you do your stitch, the fabric is not going to be folding at the edge, right? So that when you stitch on the outfit, it's not going to like fold at the edge. So this is a very light interfacing, as you guys can see right here. Very light interfacing at the edge. I'm just going to add it all the way around, all the way to the down part, and I'm going to add it on both sides of the outfit. On both sides, just comb it down and add it. So after that is done, the next thing we are going to do now is on our dodges. So here on the dodges, I'm going to cut a very long length. You're going to measure the opening of the chest. You're going to cut exactly the same length of dodges that you need. So the wideness here is 2.5, and all I needed in total is 1/3 of an inch. So I'm still going to like cut it out. As you guys can see here, this 2.5. I'm going to simply take this to the ironing table and put some gum inside it in order to hold it together, in order to marry the both fabric, so the edge is going to be as sharp as possible. So I'm going to put an hemming gum in between the dodges so that it's going to hold together as one. So after that, we are going to like join it together. But first, let me take you guys to the ironing table and do the whole piping before we join it to the outfit. So here in the middle of the dodges, after you cut your full straight line, you're going to place your hemming gum in between it, just like this. See that? So you can place two hemming gums, so it's going to like fill the entire 1/3 of an inch that we needed. You get? I'm going to place two hemming gum in between, and I'm going to simply iron it all the way down. So after ironing it, this is what I'm going to be having. And I already cut out my 1/3 of an inch. So after stitching, I'll be having a total of 1.5 opening. You guys can see that. So this after I cut out exactly what I needed. So this is all you're going to do. So after that is done, the next thing you're going to cut is your white taping. So here I have a total of 3/4 of an inch on this. I fold it together as well, and I put an hemming gum in between it also. So now in order to make our work easier, right? All I'm going to do now is I'm going to gum this white to the black. You can see I'm going to gum it together. So I'm just going to like stitch it once and for all. So in order to gum it and make sure the gum does not show from the other side, I'm going to trim the gum and make it as tiny as possible. So after trimming it, I'm going to simply place it underneath the gum itself. You see that? And I'm going to place the white on top of it, just like this. You see that? Place the white on top of it. Make sure the gum is not reflecting at all. And I'll basically just iron it down. See that? Just iron it down to the black. So we are going to have our entire piping as full as possible. So we only have to like stitches just once. I believe you guys are following me and you are paying attention. This is what we're going to be having. You see this? This is exactly what we're going to be having. So I'm going to like gum it all the way down, the full Duchess fabric that we cut. I'm going to gum it all the way down. Then we can simply join it to our border. So after gumming it, the next thing is to simply join it. So from the down part of my outfit, which is the M, I'm going to place the fabric like this. I'm going to place the Duchess. Make sure the white side is facing the fabric itself. And I'm going to start my stitch all the way from the edge. So what I will be reflecting is exactly what I want to reflect, which is just going to be like a quarter of an inch. If I open it, you can see what I have here, just like a quarter of an inch. You can see that. And I'm just going to like simply stitch it all the way to the end, all the way around the neck area. You see what I'm exposing? Just the white, the tiny pieces of the white. You can see that. See what I have? So you're going to do this all the way around the outfit itself. It's very, very simple. You see what I have? You see how clean the stitch is. You see how clean the outfit is. So after joining doing it all the way around, this is what we are going to be having. You see this? Easy peasy. You see how smooth that is looking, and you see how tiny the white we stitch is reflecting. You see that? And after that, I weave the back. I overlock the back side of the outfit itself. You see that? So this is what you should get after you're done with this. This is exactly what you should be having. So before we do the locking, the next thing we are going to do now is on the sleeve, which is going to be basically the same process. Basically the same process. So before we do that, take your time and make sure you are giving this whole thing a good ironing, a very good steam iron. Sprinkle some water if you don't have a steam iron. Sprinkle water on it and make sure it is as flat as possible. So now the next thing is to join our sleeve. So now in order to join our sleeve, I already cut out the sleeve and I cut it exactly my length, which is this. So what I did first is to cut out the piping that I'm going to be adding to it, right? I'm going to cut out the piping, then I'm going to replace it with the piping itself. So if I measure my length, the total length is 11.5 inches right here. So I'm going to cut out the 1.5 inches out of the sleeve, and I'm going to replace the 1.5 inches with my Duchess. Exactly this, as you guys can see right here. You can see. So right on the right side of the sleeve, I'm going to place the white side of the Duchess facing the fabric, and I'm going to run a straight stitch. So I'm going to do it on the both sleeve as well. Make sure you mark the wrong side and the wrong side of your fabric before you do that, so you're not going to use the wrong side to run it. So I'm just going to run a straight stitch just on the both side, and I'm going to join it to the sleeve. So after running the stitch, you can see this here. So what I have, the both sleeve on both sides, you see that? So make sure you overlock the back as well. And all I have to do now is just to simply join it to the bodice. You see that? And also join the second side to the bodice. The excess that we have on the piping of the sleeve, I'm going to simply cut those parts out. They are not useful. Just cut them out. So far we are getting there, right? If you are enjoying the video so far, make sure you smash the like button and you subscribe to the channel if you are yet to subscribe. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So far this is what we are having. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch this. So after stitching it to my bodice, this is what I have. You can see how clean the sleeve is looking. See that? Easy, very easy and simple. This is what we're going to be having. So the next thing before we do our closing is the ball design on the chest. So in order to get the center pattern, which that is going to be, that's very important. Make sure you align your cloth together very well. Make sure that it's aligned very well. You can see what I'm doing. Align the shoulder, align, make sure it is relaxed. So the first thing you're going to measure is from the shoulder area to where your pocket is supposed to be. So my pocket is supposed to be at 10 inches at this place, from the shoulder to the pocket, 10 inches. So from the center point of the dotches, which is the middle of the dotches, my pocket is going to start from 3 inches, right? 3 inches. So from that 3 inches, my pocket wideness is going to be 4.5 inches. So now all I'm going to do is to divide the 4.5 inches into two places. With my tape, I'm just going to fold it at 4.5 inches, two places. So that is where my the round design is going to be. So I just mark that place. That's exactly where that is going to be. So in order to get that round design, all you have to do is just to get your collar stay, collar interfacing, or whatever you guys call it. Collar stay is what we call it here. I'm going to fold it into four places. You can see that. Fold it into four places, and I'm going to simply measure it so that the total circumference is going to be at 2 inches. So I'm going to measure 1 inch from here, or let me use 1 1/4. So everything is going to be 2.5 circumference. 1 1/4 inches at this place. You can see what I'm doing. 1 1/4. I'm going to notch that place. So this place also, the other side, I'm going to measure 1 1/4, and I'm going to notch that place as well. You see that? All you just have to do is just to get a circle. That's all you need, a circle. So after I notch that, I'm going to make a curve just like this. Easy. And if I open it, I have my circle looking like this, but the circle is not circling enough. So I'm just going to trim it again from here. Just trim it in order to give you the circle. You see, make sure your hand is straight. So here is what I'll be having. My circle is now circling. You see that? So the next thing you're going to do now, that circle is supposed to be at that chest side, exactly on that chest area, right? So I'm going to place my duchess, because that's what we're using. I'm going to place it just like that, and I'm going to, because we're using the duchess to fold it all around, I'm going to iron the interfacing on top of the duchess, then trim it all around before we fold it. You see that? After gumming it, I'm just going to trim it in circle, just like this. So all I have to do now is to make sure the circle that I cut is overlapping the interfacing itself and is giving me a round edge. That's the most important thing. So now all you have to do is to take it to your ironing table and fold the black just like this on top of the interfacing. So what I'll be using is I'll be using my thread to, I'll be like using needle and thread to hold them all down. So let me go ahead and do that and show you guys. It's actually not that difficult. Just use your iron to fold it, then use your needle and thread to hold all the edges down. So the edges is going to be as round as possible. So after doing that, this is what I'm going to be having. You see this here? This is what I'll be having. And if you look at the back, you can see that I'm using my needle and thread to hold it all round. Easy, easy peasy. So after that is done, I'm going to place it at that center part. I'm just going to place that as center part just like that, and I'm going to simply stitch it all around the edge. I'm going to stitch it round the edge. You have to take your time when stitching a curve area on a fabric. Just stitch it round, and after stitching, I'm going to use a white button for the white design in the center. So I'm just going to place a white button at that center part. So let me go ahead and stitch it and do the button. It's actually very simple. Don't worry. Just take your time when you're stitching the round or any circumference. So this is what I'm going to be having. You can see I already run the stitch all the way around. See that? And take your time to iron it and make sure the stitch go down inside very well. You see this? So at the center point, I'm just going to tack a button there, a white button, just like this. See what I did? Just tack a white button there. So after that, the next thing is to close the side. I'm going to close the side of the outfit. So you can see I already closed the sleeve and all of the sides. And after that, the next thing is to simply Make sure you iron the clothes very well before you fold. You do the closing of the chest itself. Iron it very well. So after that, all you have to do is just to place your chest over one another, just like this. Make sure it is relaxed. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed and you're getting the accurate measurement, just like this. You see what I'm doing here? You see that? You see that? So now all you have to do is just to make sure it's relaxed very well. Bring this forward. So don't forget that the white on each of the tip is going to reflect. It has to show. The white on both sides has to show. So what we are stitching now is the black on black, which is the Duchess on the Duchess. The tip of both sides has to reflect when you're stitching it, right? So all you have to do is just to balance your neck and balance the M side of the outfit. Then I'm going to run a stitch all the way from the down part, all the way from the down part to the top easily, and make sure the white is reflecting from both side of the outfit. The white is reflecting from both sides. So all you have to do is just to stitch it all the way from the down part and do a lock at that place, which is at our chest. The opening in which we add, you're going to do your lock at that place. You're going to stitch the other side as well. It's very, very simple. Just one stitch will hold the fabric together. So let me go ahead and run the stitch and show you guys the final result. It's actually very, very simple. So here is what we're going to be having finally. You see what I have here? Just a very straight stitch, and also on my sleeve, this is all you're going to be having as a final result. You can see here is what the stitch is going to look like. Just a straight stitch from the down, and you can see that the white is reflecting from both sides of the outfit, so it looks like one straight line from both sides. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button and you subscribe to the channel if you are yet to subscribe to the channel. So this is what the outfit is going to look like on the mannequin. It's actually very, very smooth and sweet all the way down. You see that? See that? See how beautiful it's looking. So if you enjoyed the video, you might also want to watch the next video that I'm going to show you guys. So you can just click on the video on the screen and I will see you in the next video. That will be about it. See you in the next video. Peace, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.